Hi, welcome to Tunkhannock Library's Summer Storytelling. Today, a story with a wolf. Come on, I don't think you're as wild as you like to sound. Yeah, he's kind of a nice wolf. But the story of the wolf also features someone you'll recognize. You know her? This is a fairy tale, Little Red Riding Hood. And when I tell fairy tales, they tend to get a little strange, a little twisted. Not quite the way you remember, because I kind of add my own parts to it. So this is the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Gertrude. That's right, Gertrude. But because she always wore a red hood, people called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, Red Riding Hood was outside playing with some jumping beans that her aunt had sent her. Jumping beans you don't see them much anymore. When I was a kid, a long time ago, they were little beans and they would bounce around, boing, 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 boing. And they were called jumping beans. And Red had a whole jar of jumping beans that she was watching, boing, 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 boing. And her mother called her, Red, come in. I have something for you to do. Red Riding Hood, your grandmama is very sick, and I want you to take a basket of goodies to her to make her feel better. Okay, said Red Riding Hood. What should we put in the basket? Can I choose? You can help, said her mother. So she chose, let's see, what would you like to put in the basket? If you were sick, what would you like? Oreo cookies, of course, some Oreos. Maybe a banana, because old grandmas, they love bananas. And now something to drink. What do you think? Some orange juice. So she put that in the basket, and then the Little Red said, may I take my jar of jumping beans to show Grandmama as well? And her mother said, sure. Now remember, go straight to Grandmama's house. Do not get in the creek and get wet. Do not stop and walk through the fields. Go straight to Grandmama's house. She's waiting for you. No problem, said Red, and off she went. And as she was walking along, la 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 la, she passed by the little stream, and she saw, in the middle of the stream, a shiny pebble. And she thought, well, Grandmama might like the pebble, so I'll go get the pebble. And as she tried to walk in the stream, sure enough, she fell and got all wet and all dirty. And when she came out, she sat down on a rock and she was crying because, oh, Grandmama's going to be so mad when she sees how dirty I got my dress. And who should hear her crying but a wolf? The wolf came down the path and he said, hey, little girl, what are you crying about? And Red explained the whole problem. And the wolf said, well, what's in your basket? Oh, it's just some things for my grandmama. Look, there's some Oreos, a banana, some orange juice, and these. And she held up the jar. And the wolf looked at the jumping beans, but what he saw were not jumping beans, but jelly beans. He thought they were jelly beans, and he thought, jelly beans, my favorite. I gotta get my hands on this basket. So the wolf said, listen, kid, here's what you do. You take a walk in the field over there and pick some flowers. And while you're picking the flowers for your grandmama, your dress will dry. And then by the time you get to grandmama, you'll have flowers to give her and your dress will be dry. No problems. Where's your grandmama live? Just down the road a bit. It's a great idea. Thank you, wolf. And off she went to pick flowers. And off the wolf went to visit grandmama. When the wolf got to Grandmama's house, Grandmama was sitting there watching some soap operas on TV. The wolf knocked on the door. Grandmama said, who's there? And the wolf said, it's me, Little Red Riding Hood. Oh, come in, Red Riding Hood. You can watch TV with me. And so the wolf came in. And when he came in, he quick grabbed Grandmama and threw her in the closet. Said, you stay there, Granny. I'm waiting for Red. Not too long later, Red Riding Hood came walking down towards the house. La 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 la. Knocked on the door. Grandmama, it's me, Little Red Riding Hood. Come in, dear. Come in. So Red Riding Hood walked into the house, and she looked at Grandmama, and she could not believe her eyes. The wolf said, what's in the basket, kid? Grandma, it's some goodies for you, but Mom never told me how sick you were. Oh, Grandmama, what big eyes you have. All the better to look at those goodies with. And Grandmama, what big ears you have. All the better to hear you tell me all about your adventures while I eat the goodies out of the basket, kid. And Grandmama, what big teeth you have. All the better to chew on jelly beans. And the wolf jumped out of bed. Let's take a look. The wolf jumped out of bed. There he is. Dressed as Grandmama. Jumped out of bed and grabbed that basket, opened the jar of jumping beans and swallowed them all. Help! Help! Said Red Riding Hood. Help! The wolf is coming and got my grandma. A woodsman nearby came with his axe, walked right into the house and said, Where's that wolf? I'll get him. And the wolf, because he had eaten all the jumping beans, was bouncing around the floor. Boing, 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 boing. The woodsman tried to swing his axe to chop off the wolf's head, but the wolf was moving too fast. Boing, 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 boing. Stand still, said the woodsman. I want to chop off your head. And Grandmama from the closet said, Wait a minute. I just cleaned the floor. Nobody's chopping off anybody's head in my house. They opened up the closet, and there was Grandmama, all safe again. The wolf, he bounced right out the door, boing, 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 and right down the lane. Little Red Riding Hood and Grandmama and the woodsman sat down and ate all the treats in the basket, the Oreos, the bananas, the orange juice. And as for the wolf, the last time I saw him, he was still bouncing around, boing, 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 down at Lazy Brook Park. And nobody could catch him. And that's the story of Red Riding Hood. Okay, probably not the way you remember it, but that's the way I remember it. You keep reading, and we shall see you next time.